How long does it take to become a doctor? You may have already answered the question about why you want to become a doctor, but now you need to understand the necessary time investment. It's definitely a long journey, and I'm here to tell you all about it. In this video, you will learn about the path that you must take to become a physician, both before attending med school and after graduating. Hi, I'm Natalie Stoberman and I'm an admissions associate here at BeMo. Before we get started, subscribe on whatever social media channel that you're watching this on, just so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And if you would like us to help you get into medical school, visit bemomedschool.com to schedule your free initial consultation. And FYI, check out the timestamps in the description of this video so you can navigate to specific sections that you're interested in. Here's what we're going to cover. How long does it take to become a doctor? Can you become a doctor before 30? What is the fastest way to become a doctor? And what are some non-traditional paths to becoming a doctor? And we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So comment below for a chance to win. Well, let's get started. How long does it take to become a doctor? The short answer is, if you want to become a doctor in the US, you must complete a 4-year undergraduate program and then attend medical school for 4 years. And after graduating, you must match to a residency via ERS in the US or CARMS in Canada, where you spend somewhere between 3 to 7 years as a resident, depending on your specialty. And after all of this, you need to take a licensing exam for the state or province where you want to practice medicine. That is between 10 and 14 years to become a licensed doctor. Now let's see if it's possible to shorten this timeline. Can you become a doctor before 30? Based on the brief timeline that I detailed above, the average time to become a physician is 12 years, assuming that your chosen residency is 4 years. And if we assume that the average pre-med student is around 18 years old when they start their undergrad degree, and assuming a 12-year timeline, they'll be around 30 years old when they begin professional independent practice. This is the average age, but can you actually shorten this timeline and become a doctor before the age of 30? It is possible, but extremely challenging. So let's examine what you can do to become a doctor before the age of 30. Plan early. You'll have to know your medical ambitions and start preparing for them in high school. That way you can get ahead of coursework and extracurricular requirements. Choose the right undergrad programs. You'll also have to make all the right choices in terms of undergrad studies, medical school programs, and residencies. Once you choose a bachelor's program, you'll have to stick to it. Any delay in graduation or change in your undergrad career could set you back. And if you are completely certain about your ambitions, you may want to consider a BS-MD program. These sometimes offer an accelerated timeline and allow students to complete their undergrad in 3 years instead of 4. A few rare programs even offer a 6-year timeline for their combined undergrad degree and medical school. Such programs are typically extremely competitive and hard to get admission to. Choose a medical school that is less than 4 years long. You heard that right. There are medical programs that take 3 years to complete, such as the Cummings School of Medicine at the University of Calgary or the McMaster Medical School. While it takes a shorter amount of time to complete these MD programs, you should also be prepared for a more rigorous and fast-paced curriculum. Consider the length of your residency. Choice of residency is a big factor in how long it takes to become a doctor. Internal medicine or pediatrics require only 3 years of residency, while neurological surgery requires 6 to 7 years. So consider how long residency is before you choose a medical specialty. If you want to become an independent doctor sooner, you may want to choose family medicine or internal medicine residencies. Though doable, it's not so easy becoming a doctor before 30. Now that you know how to shorten your timeline to becoming a doctor, I'll explain what steps you need to take for the most direct path to practicing medicine. What is the fastest way to become a doctor? The path to becoming a doctor includes some key steps that everyone has to complete. To follow the fastest route to becoming a doctor, you need to make some specific choices from an early age. High school preparation. Complete AP courses in biology, physics, chemistry that could contribute towards meeting your undergrad coursework requirements, and participate in extracurriculars like volunteering that could contribute towards your extracurriculars for medical school. Your undergrad. For an even faster timeline, you can complete a BS, MD, or other such combined undergrad med school programs that allow you to complete your education in under 8 years. Alternatively, you can complete a regular undergrad in 3 years by taking on summer school, additional courses per semester, or extra credit projects, and so on. Medical school. Make sure that you have a great MCAT score in all the required extracurriculars so you don't need to take a gap year before med school. You can target getting an acceptance from an early assurance medical program such as FlexMed to ensure that you don't need to take a gap year. Or you can try applying to programs that have an accelerated path to medical school, such as the CARMS program at Queen's University in Canada. Residency. Residency includes 1 year of internship, followed by the residency training, which can vary from 2 to 6 years depending on the specialty that you choose. Non-traditional paths to becoming a doctor. The steps outlined above assume that you'll go straight from high school to college to medical school to residency, and into your job as a physician or medical scientist. But that isn't always the case. There are many non-traditional medical school applicants who take a different pathway to becoming doctors. So let's explore some of those ways. Gap year before medical school. Pre-med students tend to apply to medical school in the summer before their senior year of their undergraduate studies and upon completion of their bachelor's degree. However, many students decide to take a break of 1 or more years before applying to med school. And although there are many reasons to do this, the best approach is to use the gap year to improve your application. For instance, you can use that year to work on your extracurriculars, such as volunteering at a hospital or participating in a research group, or even to take some prerequisite courses that you may be lacking. Another option is to use that time to save money and pay off your debts. That way you will be in better financial shape to pay for medical school, as long as you use this time productively and dedicate it towards improving your chances of getting into medical school. A gap year should not hurt your chances of acceptance. Post-baccalaureate pre-medical programs. Also known as post-bacs, these programs are becoming very popular in the US. If you had a low science GPA or were not enrolled in a pre-med program in college, you can improve your science GPA and take the courses required for medical school admission in 1 to 2 years. Some of these programs are offered by undergraduate institutions, and others are offered by medical schools themselves. There are many differences between each program, so be sure to do your due diligence and research these programs before enrolling in a post-bac. Special Master's Programs. Special Master's Programs, or SMPS, are the graduate category of post-bac programs. They are a great way to improve your chances of getting admitted to med schools by exposing you to many of the required experiences. How long do these programs take? 1 to 2 years, and if you take a thesis master's degree, you'll spend 1 year doing coursework and another year doing research and writing your thesis. If you only take a coursework program, you'll complete it in a year. Other research-inclined students can even go for a PhD in a scientific discipline before applying to medical school, adding up to 5 years to their journey to becoming a medical doctor. For medical students who do not match to a residency program, there are options to pursue in the year when they reapply to ERAS or CARMS. Perhaps they can increase their chances of getting a residency the following year by working in a clinical setting, even if they're not allowed to care for patients, and even taking the USMLE Step 3 in the meantime. Career change. Not everyone discovers their ambition to become a doctor in high school. Many people pursue an education in another field and work in that field for years before changing career tracks to becoming a doctor. While people can and do successfully switch over from all kinds of careers, most common changes occur from other professions within the medical field, such as nurses or paramedics. Another popular career change is switching from a physician assistant or PA to an MD. Such people already hold an undergrad degree along with the required higher education qualifications pertaining to their initial career. Their previous educational experience can vary depending on the career. For example, PAs complete a 4-year undergrad degree followed by an additional master's program 2 to 3 years before they're allowed to take their licensing exam and begin working as a PA. And on the other hand, paramedics typically have a much shorter educational timeline. They can receive their certification in 6 months to 4 years depending on the degree. Whatever the initial career and academic background, it's practically a given that if you're going to be changing careers to become a doctor, you'll be older than your average 22-year-old classmate in your first year of med school. Depending on the amount of work experience you have, you could be anywhere between 25 and 40 years old. In fact, it's not unheard of for people to switch careers at 50 plus, and you're facing another 7 to 10 years of training before you'll be officially licensed to practice medicine. Conclusion. While it may be motivating to have a clear goal with specific deadlines, remember that becoming a doctor quickly should never be your primary motivation throughout this process. There's a reason why medical education and training take so long. It's to adequately prepare you to practice medicine independently. There's no point taking on an excessively burdensome accelerated undergrad timeline if you're going to burn out before you even start med school. The fact is, statistics show that most people are in their mid-30s when they become doctors. Non-traditional medical school applicants, such as returning students, students who took a gap year, or those who switched careers, take longer to receive their license. Even if you follow the traditional path to medical school, you'll receive your license to practice medicine at the age of 30 or in your early 30s. Check out our blog to read more about AMCAS work and activities' most meaningful examples. I've included the link in the description of this video for easy access. And if you'd like us to help you get into med school, visit BeMoMedSchool.com to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And if you have any questions about how long it takes to become a doctor that I didn't cover in this video, let me know in the comments section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget that we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions, so comment below for a chance to win. Thanks for watching and see you next time.